Hey guys, welcome back. My name's Stu, and today we're going to play Roman Village for Rollercoaster Tycoon Classic. Develop this Roman-themed park by adding rides and roller coasters. Your objective, to have at least 1,500 guests in your park at the end of October, year 3, with a park rating of at least 600. Okay, so maybe a medium goal then, we would say, for that. So we've got free entry into the park. Let's turn off scenery. Let's put on pause a second. So let's click on that. Zoom out slightly. Can we buy any more land? No. Can we have any construction rights? No. Okay then. So this is everything that we've got. So immediately then I can see a bit of a maze of pathing. So I will be looking to simplify that. When I played this the first time through, I probably would have gotten rid of everything, flattened it, probably kept the aqueduct, but I will be keeping the buildings and as much of the scenery as I can. But as I said, I will be simplifying the pathing. Okay then, so let's have a look at what we've got. We've got some transport rides. We've got a good selection, a very good selection of gentle rides. A very good selection of roller coasters to begin with. Some thrill rides, water rides, and not a great selection of shops, but we've got everything we want to begin with. We've got the kiosk and the toilet. That's great. We've got a drink stall and we've got some food options as well. We've got enough there to put down where we won't be in danger of winning Worst Park Food Awards. So, all things considered, I think let's put our research into thrill rides, because that's where we're lacking so far. So as I said, we're going to simplify the pathing. I'm going to get rid of that boat ride. I'm not going to bother putting a track on it. I'll just get rid of it. There's a decent amount of space up here, so I want to use it at some point. But yeah, I think immediate thing is to put down some flat rides in order to get the guests coming in, and then simplify the pathing. I'm going to change the pathing where it is that sort of cobble effect, because that's my usual exit path. So exits and seated area style path. So I like to be able to, when I look at the park overview like this, I like to be able to see what everything is and know instantly that, oh, that's the path around the park, that's the exit path, that's that. Oh, we've got some entertainers. Let's have a look. We've got, yeah, okay, so there are going to be job losses. They're really expensive, these entertainers. Let's have a look. Right, let's have a look. Let's hire some of these. We'll do that. We'll hire that guy and we'll hire that guy. But there. Okay, so look at them. They don't really offer any value at all, immediately. So we're going to get rid of those. It's just a shame you can't like reclassify them, saying, look, okay, maybe you haven't got your job as an entertainer, but you can be a handyman. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to crack on. I'll see you soon. October year 1, almost 750 guests in the park, which is halfway to the goal, only a third of the time gone. So by the entrance then, we've got a log flume called Neptune. It's like the Roman god of the sea or water or whatever. So decent stats on that, only charging £5. We want something nice, sort of cheap and cheerful that'll give us some good cash coming in. But we didn't build it first. Oh no. I put down flat rides as they came out. So we've got a twist just over there. We've got the carousel. And then after that, then I started simplifying the pathing, extended the pond down there to put the pirate ship in, added these towers just over here, and then we did the log flume to get the money rolling in, and then we built this beast of a looping coaster just over here. So it shoots you out. So I had this couple of tile wide space down here. So I wanted to use it for something, and I figured a looping coaster would be pretty cool. So we've just seen it blast through. It's called Mars. It's like the Roman god of war. So it shoots out, does a couple of loops, photo section, up, background, weaves in and out of the loops. I have used S-bends previously. This isn't that. This is the widest bend, flattened out. There isn't enough space to bank it. But the stats are fine. Okay, the excitement, obviously the excitement intensity, they're high. And don't worry about those red numbers down there. They don't matter. All that matters really is the lateral G, and that's fine. That's under control. So we're charging £10, going quite aggressive on the pricing to begin with. So with this one, because it's launched and there's only one train on the track, what I decided to do is I just set the launch speed to the maximum. Previously, when I've done a shuttle, what I would normally do is I'd launch it on maybe the minimum, and then I would bring the speed up as and when I can and as and when I know it's safe. With this one, since I know it's going to make it all the way around, I've set it to maximum with the idea that I'll look at the stats. If the stats are a problem, I'll reduce the speed until it's under control. But as you can see, the stats are fine, and I decided to keep it like that because of the high excitement. So I should be able to charge a decent price for a while. Yeah, we've got a go-karts just down there. So decent stats going in and out of the building and around the scenery, fenced off as well. So we've got the old wall, and then I've used the chain link fences around there. My idea is that you want the guests, we've kept the original wall, but we want the guests to be able to see what's going on the ride. So yeah, let's have a look then. What are we doing? What are we doing? We have researched all of the thrill rides. We've still got one to come out. But now I've put my research into water rides because that's where we're lacking. And we've got plenty of boat rides, but we haven't got any of the actual good rides, apart from the log film, which we've already got. So we've got a decent amount of space. I don't imagine us having a problem with that. I mean, we're doing really well. I can't imagine us doing as well in the second year as we've done in the first year, because that never normally happens. So as long as we don't do anything stupid, we should be all right to set us up for a strong year 3. October year 2, almost 1,300 guests in the park, so we're doing really well. And we've got a lot of new additions in the park. So let's come back. There's the entrance. We're coming down. Let's see what we got. We've got the motion simulator just down there. We've got a car ride just there. We've got a Virginia reel just there called Venus. Decent stats on that. Nothing complicated. We just put in the track where it can go and then bringing it back. And then we've got a spiral coaster just here called Mercury. And then, so this bit here is meant to be a water tower. It's a river rapids that I've just raised up and then put some scenery underneath it. So what was the stats? No, that's Vince. I'm tapping it and nothing's happening. There you go. So good stats on the spiral coaster. I do quite enjoy building those. It's a bit awkward at the end trying to get it back to the station with a not going ridiculously fast. So we had to include like a little brake run where we could. But all in all, I think it's all right. Again, making use of the building as well. Oh, what's with that fencing on that roof? So I've obviously put that down by Oh, there you go. I've probably, yeah. So yeah, I've tried to place it next to the car ride, and I've obviously put it on the roof. Okay, so and then just over here, then we've got splash boats. So quite a simple design. It's called Bacchus, Roman god of wine, I think it was. I'm literally googling like Roman gods or cool Roman gods or something like that, and just picking ones that I like the look of, So there's not much more research in it than that. So yeah, it comes up, drops down. Who says you can't have airtime hills on water rides? I mean, realism is overrated after all. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. A good way of storing a lot of guests, these are. So let's have a look. There are 168 guests on the ride, another 26 in the queue, so that's about 300 stored nicely. And we're only charging £5 a go for that, so that's pretty cool. Haunted house and a mini golf just down there. I still need to release those. I've got one of those for every hole type, so I am going to release them at some point because I figure they'd be quite useful. I know I find them useful. And then we've got a water coaster just around here called Ceres. I don't know what Ceres, like farming or something is this? I don't know why I've used that for a water coaster, but you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, does it? And then, so let's have a look at the stats on that. Simple design, just goes up, drops down, splash, and back to the station. Cool. As long as you've got a splash on these, you should get, and a decent drop, obviously, you should get good stats. If you don't add a splash, you will get a stat penalty for them. And then just over here, we've got Cupid. Again, £5 for all the coasters. Have I reduced this one down? Mars. Yeah. So all the coasters now £5. I think all the flat rides I've got down on £1, not free. Silly me. I was charging £1. I've just reduced them down to free. So yeah, they should all now be free. Yeah, I've just done it to retain the guests. So Cupid there, good stats on that. Again, I've got a nice small space here, so the track goes where it goes and then comes back to the station. Nothing too extravagant. Don't overthink it. The number one mistake people make is making the chain lift too high. If you're going to make the chain lift really high, you're going to build up too much speed when you're coming down, and then you're going to suffer on your lateral G's. So you don't need to go too high. It's fine. So we need about 200 guests. Less than that, really, but we want a slight buffer just to be safe. I've got a space up here, maybe for a wild mouse. I've got a space here for something, and then something here. After that, I don't really have a lot of room to play with. We're still researching roller coasters, so I'm not sure what one. Like, this is the biggest space that I've got, so our standout coaster is probably going to go here. And I haven't really got anything that springs to mind so far for that. So we're just going to carry on with the other things, see what unlocks. And then if something nice does unlock, I'm immediately going to switch my research to shops just to fill up some of the extra space. But hopefully we should be all right. We had 2 really good years, so hope the third year is good as well. October year 3, we've got 1,560. What? Okay, there's only 3 of them. Don't worry about it. Fuss over nothing. What an absolute drama queen. Okay, so, yeah, up here then, looking great. Got another couple of stalls down because we're unlocking shops. We've got the wild mouse just over here called a Vulcan, god of, like, I don't know, crafting or blacksmiths or something like that. Cool, good stats on that. One thing I did do, we were struggling with guest numbers. I know it doesn't look it, but as you can see, going back a couple of months, it did spike and then dropped because we had a few awards. So one thing I did, I looked in the guest thoughts, and a lot of them were saying they were running out of cash, which they still are. So what I've done is I reduced this down to £1. I was thinking of putting it down to free. We could actually put it down to free. Reason being, obviously, if guests want to leave, they've got to go to the exit. If they go to the exit, they might think, oh, hang on a second, before we leave, let's go on a log flume. So yeah, all I need is from to stay in the park an extra month, and we'll be fine. So we've done the wild mouse, and then just over here we've got a flying coaster. Is it a flying coaster or a lay-down coaster? A lay-down coaster. Good stats on that. So it's one of my cutback designs. So I've got a cutback design, at least one, several in some cases, for each of the coasters that has a corkscrew element. So check out the tutorial video on that. So yeah, it comes out up the corkscrew, or the what are they called, cutbacks. Doesn't make it all the way, then it goes back and it does the other one backwards, and then it comes back basically backwards. So it never goes through the photo section forwards. We can see it now. It's coming out. There you go. It goes all the way back. Never goes through it forwards. So the photo section never flashes. And if it did, it would be taking photos of the back of their heads. But we've sold a lot of photos. Look, we're selling photos now. Yet clearly the photo section didn't go off. So that's a bit weird, isn't it? And then we had a small section down by here. The vertical drop came out. I figured, great, that's a standout coaster. We'll put our research into shops and design something. So I was faffing about designing something, and then I remembered I had a design I'd come up with saved, quite a compact design. I've actually made this one slightly bigger. So the bit at the back I've extended slightly just to include a longer brake run. Again, at some point I'm going to have to release this design and put it on RCT Go for you to download if you want. So this one's called Apollo. I can't remember what Apollo was the god of. Help me out, editing Stu. So yeah, decent stats on that. So it's running with 2 trains. And we've done it. Ooh. So the original design ran with 2 trains as well. It looks a bit iffy, but it always stops in time. I figure in a small park where you're going to use a compact coaster, maybe running it with 1 train would be better. So yeah, we're still unlocking shops as well. Yeah, so I think this has turned out pretty well. I quite like the look of this park. I mean, yeah, it needs a few more shops and it needs maybe a few more trees and things like that around the place. So maybe I'll do that before the outro. But all things considered, I think it's turned out pretty well. At one point, I was a bit worried that it wasn't turning out very well, and and maybe it looked a bit pants. But you know what I think it's worked out all right. It's worked out okay. So yeah, I figure then what I'll do is I'll carry on working on this, just dropping down some shops and some trees and things like that. Try not to block sight lines for the outro, and once I've done that, we'll come back, watch the outro, and yeah, it'll be cool. So I'm not going to speak to you again. So I hope you enjoyed the video. This has been Roman Village. I have been Stu. If you did enjoy, please like and subscribe, and I will see you again. Bye.